Welcome to the Creative Brew, helping you keep your creative juices brewing. We're giving out chunks of insight, motivation, and practicality for your creative journey. If you're a creator, athlete, or entrepreneur, luck can only get you so far. Having the right skill sets are critical in your success. All Skill No Luck makes handcrafted, custom-designed flannel wear, made in the United States and based here right in Oceanside, California. They pride themselves on quality, creativity, and attitude. The perfect brand for the Creative Brew. Use promo code CreativeBrew10 and get 10% off and free shipping within the United States. You can check them out at allskillnoluck.com. My next partner is Elevate Coffee Trading, and if you appreciate specialty coffee, enjoy outdoor adventure, and love helping elevate the lives of children around the world, then you're going to love Elevate Coffee Trading. Their mission is to extract hope through love, coffee, and adventures. There's free shipping in the United States, and every bag of coffee helps sponsor health and education for children in coffee-producing countries and in areas of need in the United States. You can use promo code Elevate21 on your next order, and you can follow their journey on social media at Elevate Coffee Trading. Or you can visit online at elevatecoffeetrading.com, and let's start extracting hope together. And this show is brought to you by Tennessee Grappling Apparel, based out of the Knoxville area. Lifestyle wear for the modern wrestler or grappler. Use the promo code CB10 on your next purchase at TennesseeGrapplingApparel.com. Back with a new episode of the Creative Brew, giving you insights on your creative journey. Today, we are talking about, are you failing or are you being redirected? This can be a touchy subject at times, just because, especially people that's on their creative journey. We always feel like, the things that we're doing, the things that we're creating, we're trying to build. Sometimes we, from getting from that point A to point B, sometimes you can feel like you're in the desert. You can feel like things aren't working. You can feel like, just it may be an initial, an initial burst of support, and then there's crickets. I think that happens for everyone that's in the creative journey, even the entrepreneurial journey. Um, Getting in that sort of that desert to where you feel like things aren't working. Um, but it's sometimes we have to reframe that. Sometimes what we see as failing could be the catalyst for you to be able to go the direction that you need to go. So sometimes we feel like we're failing. We feel like things aren't working. But what if we took a larger perspective, or what if we were able to take a larger perspective and sort of see that maybe we're getting redirected for something far greater than what we had imagined. Maybe there's been times in your life where you can look back and say, wow, if I didn't, if it sort of sucks, but being glad that you failed because it pushed you into the direction that you needed to go. So sometimes we feel like, we're pushing. We're really striving. We're trying to do things that we're aspiring to do. And then, um, you know, sometimes we get to that point. We feel like, man, is anything going to work? Um, and we have to figure out ways of sort of reframing and sort of realizing that, hey, look, maybe the way that I'm presenting, or maybe the way I'm communicating isn't may not be the best way, or maybe I need to maybe I'm creating something that doesn't really get the traction that you're looking for. Maybe it's redirecting you for something else far better. Like I said, we never know what that could be. And it's one of those where you know it, we can't, we don't have a crystal ball. We can't look in the future, but everybody's had those times in their lives where you can look back now and say, wow, I'm glad that this didn't work out because I got something else better. This could be happening right now. And in that process, we have to stay patient. We have to allow and sort of surrender and be willing to say, whatever needs to happen, it will happen. You know, maybe there's things that's happening that's maybe it's causing me to redirect towards other things. And like I said, and that could be a really great thing. You know, sometimes we latch on to the things that um, honestly, no longer serve us anymore. We get used to being comfortable. We get used to, the same old thing so much to where, we get afraid of, if something happens or something disrupts our routine and our schedule. It ruffles our feathers. We don't know what to do. And me too. I'm like that. I can be a creature of habit at times, and you know, even hey, even moving, was a culture shock for me. And now I feel like that's probably the one of the best things that's ever happened to me was getting out of one environment and getting into a new environment and being able to connect with a wide assortment of people. Honestly, if I didn't move into a new environment, I don't think this podcast would even be started. So those are, I mean, even for me, that's just one example of of many to where it was scary and needed to happen. And because it happened, I was able to create this podcast and now be able to connect with my audience on a weekly basis. So, you know, that's just one example for me. And perhaps you've got an example. Perhaps there's something that um, you know that's happened in your life, and you feel like, um, wow, maybe I'm just fighting for my limitations. Maybe I'm just feeling like, this is it's comfortable, it's good, but is it great? Is it, you know, are we allowing ourselves to limit ourselves to what we can actually do, what we're capable of doing? And sometimes we might have to be willing um, to be redirected, and it can be scary. I generally relate a lot of sports terminology and athletics into this episode, along with creativity. But being from the wrestling background, even being able to take a shot for a takedown. Sometimes we can hit that wall so many times until we realize that maybe we need to redirect our energy towards something else, or maybe it's telling us to redirect. We can, go for that takedown, and we're not doing anything. All it takes is you switching an angle, um, turning, and uh, maybe from a more personal standpoint, learning how to maybe see something from a different angle, see something from a different perspective, and being able to, go on the offensive, or maybe being enlightened to something that you may not have realized before because we just kept hitting that wall so many times. So let me know what you think. This is a short one, but I really feel like we were in this culture to where we feel like if we fail, if we don't succeed, then we're a failure, and I think that's completely wrong. You can't judge genius by um, I mean, you can even judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree. I mean, a fish is its genius is in the water. So likewise, maybe you need to be put into a different environment for you to actually grow and for you to be the best version of yourself, mentally, physically, spiritually. Sometimes you may need to get redirected. Maybe something is, maybe people are putting up those walls because from a grander scheme, you need to be somewhere else. Maybe you outgrown that crowd. Maybe you outgrown that environment so much to where you're getting constricted. You can't grow. You have to go into a bigger environment, be able to grow and be able to be supported by like-minded people, or maybe people that can stretch you out even more. So maybe that might be the goal for you. Maybe feeling like maybe we need to stop fighting for limitations. Learn to fail. That is the literally that's the only way that we learn. That's the only way that we grow. If you're in competition, if you're um, even if you're in the creative field or you're in business, you're you're going to fail. If you don't fail, then I don't know if you're doing something wrong. I mean, everybody makes mistakes, but that's the learning process. So that's what I got for you today. If you want to support this episode, there's different ways of doing it. You can go to www.buymeacoffee.com, and for the price of a cup of coffee, $5, you can support this episode as well as future episodes. If you want to become a member, by all means, you can do that to help support the show as well. I also got some other things in the works too that I'll be sharing pretty soon. But going back, stop fighting for your limitations. Maybe the failures in your life right now, maybe the things that's hit you that you can't seem to beat, maybe it's redirecting you for something else completely different. And you may have to have an open heart, an open mind, and open eyes to actually see what's actually transpiring and where you need to be redirected towards. So that's what I got for today. As always, shout out to all my sponsors: Elevate Coffee Trading, Tennessee Grappling Apparel, Next Level Inspiration, and also to Canvas Bar that's in Oceanside, California. So they're a fusion art and cuisine, restaurant. So quick shout out to all of them, to all my sponsors, and my members, also to my members and followers that support the show. So. You can check this out on Spotify, SoundCloud, and Apple Podcasts every Tuesday. And once again, be creative, stay inspired. They will tell you, settle down, stay on the ground. But no, I won't take